Humans warned the Galactic Council, "Prey," after they targeted a human girl. The galaxy had always looked at humans as weak and unimportant. Older species had advanced technology, massive fleets, and histories of conquest. Humans, in comparison, seemed small, slow, and emotional. Most members of the Galactic Council believed humans were easy to control. They tolerated humanity but never truly respected them. On the edge of human space, a small research colony called Nora Station floated quietly in orbit around a blue-green planet. The station had been peaceful for decades. Scientists and engineers worked on simple projects, studying the stars and making small improvements to human ships. Nothing about it threatened the galaxy. Humans rarely built anything large enough to be noticed. On one calm morning, a patrol fleet from the Galactic Council appeared. The ships moved quickly, surrounding the station without warning. Alien officers issued loud commands over open channels demanding access to the station. They wanted to search every part, claiming that humans had broken some obscure council law. Most of the station's residents were frightened. They had heard stories about how alien fleets treated humans who refused to comply. Among the people on the station was a teenage girl named Lily Carter. Lily lived with her father, who was an engineer. She loved studying stars and often helped with small experiments on the station. She had never been involved in politics or war. She was quiet, kind, and completely human in every ordinary way. The alien officer in charge of the patrol, a tall being with shimmering green skin and multiple eyes, scanned the station. He pointed to Lily. "This one will come with us," he said. "She will remind the humans what happens when they resist the council." His tone was cold, full of pride and arrogance. No one on the station understood why the girl was being taken. Her father begged the aliens to leave her alone, but they ignored him. Scientists and staff protested, but their voices were too soft to reach across the council ship's communications network. Lily was scared, but she did not cry. She looked at her father, trying to show that she understood, even though she did not understand herself. She was led into the alien ship under heavy guard. The patrol moved swiftly, showing no hesitation. Back on Earth, the news of the incident reached human authorities quickly. The council did not expect humans to respond strongly. They thought humans would complain, maybe send a message, and then do nothing. The galaxy had learned to underestimate humans. A single human ambassador, Daniel Brooks, sent a message to the council. It was short, simple, and direct. Every species that received it paused when reading it. Humans warned the Galactic Council, "Prey." No one understood at first. The words were strange and threatening, but they did not explain what humans would do. Some laughed, some were confused. A few felt uneasy. The galaxy had never seen humans speak like this before. Meanwhile, the alien fleet continued its mission. They moved Lily to a secure detention station on a distant world, believing she was just a human child and that no serious consequences could follow.
They were wrong. In secret, human fleets began to move.
Ships that no one knew existed were leaving hidden ports. Civilian factories that built small transport vessels suddenly began producing massive warships. Engineers and workers worked day and night to prepare weapons that had only ever been rumored in council reports. Admiral Maria Cole was in charge of one of these fleets. She was calm, confident, and patient. She had trained for years for the moment when humanity might need to defend itself. Her orders were simple: rescue Lily, protect her at all costs, and show the galaxy the true strength of humans if they interfered. Lily on the alien station was treated politely, but firmly. The aliens tried to intimidate her, thinking that humans could be bullied. She spoke calmly to a maintenance worker on the station, an alien who had a kind heart. She explained that humans cared for each other and that no harm would come from them unless it was necessary. The worker began to see that humans were very different from the stories in the Council's records. On the Council's home worlds, species argued over the message. Some thought it was bluff. Some believed it was emotional words from a young girl's parents. Only a few older members of the Council felt fear. They remembered history, old wars, and human resilience. Back on the edges of the galaxy, human ships appeared suddenly. They were larger, faster, and more powerful than any fleet in Council records. They did not fire. They moved quietly, efficiently, and with purpose. Sensors on alien ships struggled to measure them. No one had expected humans to build something like this. The alien officer who held Lily saw the ships approaching. He laughed at first, thinking it was only a small human patrol. But as more ships appeared, he realized something was wrong. Every vessel was massive. Every weapon was advanced. And there were far too many of them. Daniel Brooks sent a second message. This time, it was even shorter. Return the girl. The galaxy began to panic. Alien fleets tried to respond, but the human ships moved faster. They disabled defense satellites and patrols without firing more than a few warning shots. The Council had never seen humans act like this. Inside the alien station, Lily sensed the change. She could feel the fear around her. The maintenance worker whispered that maybe humans were not as weak as the Council had thought. The aliens guarding her no longer spoke with confidence. Their communications were full of worry. In human space, Admiral Maria Cole's fleet prepared to board the station. Special forces led by Ethan Ross were briefed on the mission. They were careful. They avoided harming anyone who was not part of the threat. The humans worked with precision and planning. Every move was measured. Every action had a purpose. As the human fleet approached, Council members on distant worlds watched in disbelief. They had underestimated humans for decades. They had assumed humanity was weak and divided. They had assumed that threatening a child would go unanswered. They had been wrong. Lily did not know yet that her life was about to change. She was still afraid, but she had hope. She had been told that humans would never abandon each other. Now she would see the truth of that promise. The galaxy was learning a lesson it had never expected. Humans were not weak. Humans were not just emotional. Humans were patient, careful, and deadly when needed. And they would protect their own at any cost. The first part of the story ends as human ships close in on the detention station. Alien fleets are in disarray. Council members are arguing. Lily looks out from a small window in her cell and sees shapes moving in the sky. Shapes that she cannot recognize, but she senses they are her own people. The message sent by Daniel Brooks echoes silently across the galaxy. Pray. It is a warning that no one will forget. Human fleets moved silently through the edge of Council space. Their ships were massive, far beyond what anyone believed humans could build. They were not noisy or flashy. They were quiet, precise, and dangerous. Each ship had its own crew, trained to act together without confusion. Admiral Maria Cole looked out at the formation. She did not shout orders. She did not show anger. She only gave simple, clear commands. Her voice was calm, and every officer understood exactly what to do. Position the lead ships in a defensive perimeter, she said. Disable any hostile systems. Keep civilians safe. We move for Lily Carter. The crews nodded. Every hand knew its task. Every mind focused on the goal. They had trained for this for years, but until now no one outside human space had ever seen their real power. Ethan Ross led the Special Forces team. They were humans trained for dangerous missions. They practiced every type of boarding, every type of attack, every type of rescue. But no training could match the stakes now. They were going to rescue a human girl from aliens who thought humans were weak. On the alien detention station, Lily Carter moved carefully. She stayed close to the maintenance worker who had shown her kindness. The worker whispered, "Your people, they are not like the stories. Something is coming." Lily did not understand fully. She only nodded. She was scared, but she remembered what her father told her. Humans take care of each other. Outside the station, human ships began to appear on alien sensors. The patrol fleets panicked. Signals overloaded. Officers tried to coordinate, but the humans moved faster than any communication could keep up. The first alien fleet, which had been confident and proud, was suddenly uncertain. Their weapons activated, their engines ready, but no one could figure out what the humans would do. Some hoped the humans would retreat. Some prepared to fire anyway. "Stand down," Maria Cole said into her communication system. "We move only to rescue Lily Carter." Civilian lives are our priority. Hostiles may act first. Be ready. The human fleet moved in formation. Each ship was shielded, each ship's weapons ready but unarmed unless needed. They did not want to harm unnecessary lives. Every human crew believed in control, in precision, in protecting the innocent. The Council worlds watched in alarm. The alien fleets tried to contact human ships demanding a halt, warning of consequences. The humans replied simply, "Return the girl." Again, the message was short. Again, it confused and terrified the Council. They had never seen humans act with such confidence. They had never seen humans speak like they could carry the weight of their words. The alien officer on the station laughed at first. "This is only a small force," he told his crew. "They cannot reach us. They cannot threaten us. It is a child we hold." The laughter died quickly. Sensors on the station failed to detect the speed and size of approaching ships. Humans did not show all their power at once, but the signs were clear. Something very large, very powerful, and very controlled was coming. Ethan Ross led his team in the small boarding shuttles. The shuttles were fast, protected, and quiet. They flew under radar, passing through defenses that no one thought humans could bypass. Every member of the team knew the plan. Silence first, speed second, rescue third. No unnecessary violence. Inside the alien station, guards were nervous. They had never seen humans move like this. Sensors picked up shuttles moving faster than expected. Systems went offline without visible cause. Communications between guards failed. Some of them whispered that humans must be lying. Some began to fear. Lily felt the tension. She held the maintenance worker's hand, trying to be calm. She saw strange lights outside the window, moving too fast to identify. She felt hope, even though fear still held her chest tight. Outside, human ships disabled the station's outer defenses. They did not destroy them. They merely shut them down. Energy grids went dark. Weapons could not fire. Engines could not move. Alien crews on patrol found themselves trapped, unable to respond. Maria Cole monitored every step. "Ethan, proceed," she said. "Minimal force. Extract Lily and return to the shuttles. Avoid casualties." Ethan's team entered the station. They moved through corridors quietly, neutralizing security systems. They avoided harming anyone not part of the operation. Every step was measured. Every action had a purpose. The alien officer tried to respond, ordering troops to counterattack, but the humans moved faster than he expected. Systems failed, doors locked automatically, communications jammed. His confident plan fell apart. Lily saw figures moving down the corridor. They were humans, dressed in dark suits and armor. They did not shout, they did not rush. They moved with purpose. She felt her fear fade slowly. "Lily Carter!" a voice called softly. "Yes," she whispered. "Follow us. Stay close," said one of the humans. Ethan Ross led them. The team guided her through corridors, avoiding unnecessary contact. They reached the outer docking bay where shuttles waited. Outside, alien ships scrambled to stop them. But human ships were already in position. They disabled the attackers with precision strikes. No massive explosions, no unnecessary deaths. The humans showed the galaxy that they were strong, smart, and controlled. Once Lily was safely aboard the shuttle, it rose into space. Human fleets fell back slightly, forming protective screens around the shuttles. Alien ships tried to attack, but every attempt was met with precise defense. Humans did not overkill. They merely protected the girl. The Council worlds watched in disbelief. The alien officer who had captured Lily was furious and humiliated. His fleets were trapped, his stations disabled, his pride shattered. He had underestimated humans completely. Back on Earth, civilians monitored the mission with tension. They saw news feeds from deep space. They understood that their fleets had acted perfectly. They had acted with control, with precision, and with purpose. The message humans had sent, prey, had become real. The humans did not shout. They did not destroy entire worlds. They acted only to protect one girl, Yet the entire galaxy now understood something new. Humans were not weak. Humans were dangerous when pushed. Humans acted with reason, not with blind anger. As the shuttles returned Lily to human space, she looked out at the stars. She saw the fleets moving around her. She saw the ships that had rescued her. She began to understand the power humans had kept hidden. Daniel Brooks sent a new message to the Council. "We are done warning. Do not mistake patience for weakness." The galaxy trembled silently. No species wanted to challenge humans now. No fleet wanted to risk the lives of innocent people. Even the strongest council members realized they had misjudged humanity. Ethan Ross led Lily to her father once the shuttles landed safely on Nora Station. Her father hugged her tightly. Tears came freely. He looked at Ethan and whispered, "Thank you. I never thought." Ethan nodded. "Humans take care of each other. Always." Admiral Maria Cole watched from her command ship. She understood that the galaxy had changed in one day. Not because humans had destroyed fleets, but because humans had acted with precision, care, and control. The Council had learned a new rule. If you threaten a human child, you face every human trained to protect them. Lily Carter looked up at the stars again. She did not know what the future would hold. She only knew that her people would always come for her. That knowledge was enough. The story of Part 2 ends with humans standing ready. Their fleets hold position not as conquerors, but as protectors. The message sent by Daniel Brooks continues to echo silently across the galaxy. Humans warned the Council. Pray. No one could ignore it. The galaxy had never seen humans act like this before. They did not rush. They did not shout. They moved with precision, careful planning, and purpose. Every fleet, every ship, every crew member worked together. The Council worlds could hardly comprehend it. Admiral Maria Cole's command ship floated quietly at the edge of Council territory. She observed the alien fleets that were beginning to gather nervously. The Council had ordered a strong response. Many species wanted to teach humans a lesson for their warning message, but none of them had experience with what humans could truly do. "Keep the perimeter tight," Maria said calmly. "We are not attacking unless forced. Focus on defense and coordination. The girl is safe. Civilians must not be harmed." Ethan Ross and his team were still aboard smaller ships ready to respond instantly if any threat emerged. They knew the galaxy expected chaos, destruction, and rage from humans. Instead, they gave order, control, and safety. The alien fleets began to approach cautiously. They were unsure of how to respond. Human ships had already disabled several outer sensors and communication arrays. Council officers tried to coordinate, but their fleets were out of position. They could not see what the humans had done until it was too late. On one council world, an officer shouted in frustration, "They are only humans. They cannot." He stopped suddenly as the sensors confirmed the approach of a full human strike group. Ships larger and faster than any council records appeared in formation. Weapons arrays glinted in the stars. The officer's voice faltered. He knew he had underestimated humans. Maria Cole watched silently as the alien fleets hesitated. They were proud and arrogant. They had never feared humans before. They had not seen the training, the discipline, or the coordination of human forces. Now they felt unease, a new emotion in the galaxy. "Target communications first," Maria ordered. "Disable their command networks without destroying the ships if possible. Let them realize they are outmatched." Human weapons fired precisely. Lasers and energy pulses disabled systems across several alien ships. Engines cut off. Weapons went offline. The alien fleet struggled to act, but the humans were faster. Their ships moved smoothly, avoiding unnecessary collisions or destruction. On the alien detention station, the officer who had captured Lily Carter watched in horror. He had thought holding a human child was safe. He had thought humans would be powerless to act. He was wrong. Every display of calm by the humans made his officers more fearful. Inside one of the disabled ships, an alien commander whispered to his crew, We cannot fight them." "Yes," another replied. They are precise. They do not kill unless necessary. They control everything. In human space, civilians watched the events unfold. News channels displayed the fleets moving across the galaxy. People were proud. They were amazed at how humans could act with such efficiency. They did not destroy everything in anger. They only defended the girl, the innocent, and themselves. Ethan Ross's team moved with stealth through the alien station. Every step was deliberate. They avoided guards who were not hostile. Doors were bypassed quietly. Communications were jammed only when necessary. Their focus was single-minded. Protect Lily Carter. Lily waited quietly. She had learned to trust humans. She watched the corridors and felt hope growing. Every sound of movement from the human forces made her more certain she would be safe. Finally, the team reached her cell. Ethan nodded to the others. They moved together. The door opened. Lily saw her rescuers. She smiled, relieved beyond words.
"Lily Carter," Ethan said softly. "We are here."
"You are safe now." She ran into their arms. The maintenance worker who had helped her whispered a quiet farewell, grateful for humans' power and care. The officer who had captured her could only watch. His plan had failed completely. Outside, human ships continued to disable alien fleets that tried to interfere. They did not fire indiscriminately. They did not destroy without reason. Their goal was simple: remove the threat, not create more. Every move was controlled, precise, and efficient. Council members began to panic. They had never faced humans like this. Their fleets were disabled, their stations compromised, and their communications disrupted. Every step the humans took was calculated. They did not overreach. They did not make mistakes. The alien officer finally understood the human message: pray. It was not a threat of random destruction. It was not a warning for show. Humans had patience, skill, and power. If pushed, they could act decisively. They protected their own. As the shuttles carrying Lily returned to human space, the galaxy began to take notice. Reports spread quickly. Humans could move fleets in secret. Humans could disable enemy systems without large battles. Humans could act with precision and care. Daniel Brooks sent a message to the council again. "Return the girl. This is your last chance." The message was calm. It was not angry. It did not threaten without reason. Yet it carried the weight of the human fleet behind it. Council members knew the humans were ready to act further if necessary. On one distant world, a council officer asked, "What are they? How can they do this?" "They are humans," another replied. "We underestimated them. We were wrong." Ethan Ross's team reached the docking bay. The shuttles were ready. Lily and the team boarded quickly. Human fleets formed a protective formation around the shuttles. Every ship moved in perfect coordination. Every weapon was ready but not fired unless needed. The alien fleets tried one last attack. They fired a barrage at the human ships. Humans responded instantly. Systems were disabled. Engines failed. Weapons went offline. Alien ships drifted helplessly in space. Some were forced to retreat. Others were left floating until humans allowed them to leave safely. Lily looked out the window of the shuttle. She saw the humans moving around her. She felt safe. She understood the power her people had. She understood that humans did not attack without reason. They acted only to protect. When the shuttles returned to human space, civilians greeted them. Engineers, scientists, families, and workers celebrated. They understood what had happened. Humans had acted as protectors. Humans had shown the galaxy that their word could not be ignored. Maria Cole watched the fleets regroup. She knew the galaxy would never underestimate humans again. Not because humans destroyed others, but because humans acted with intelligence, skill, and care. Every fleet, every crew, every ship had demonstrated discipline and focus. Daniel Brooks addressed the council once more. "We have retrieved the girl. No harm came to her. Your fleets were disabled, not destroyed. You were warned. Do not underestimate humanity again." Silence followed. No council member dared reply immediately. The galaxy had learned something new. Humans were not weak. Humans were not emotional fools. Humans were careful, patient, and deadly when necessary. Lily reunited with her father. He held her tightly, tears in his eyes.
I never imagined.
I never thought humans could, he whispered. You are safe now, Ethan Ross said quietly. Humans protect each other, always. Lily looked at the stars, understanding more than words could explain. Her people had moved across the galaxy, acting without rage, without unnecessary violence, but with unmatched precision and care. The Council and the galaxy had learned a lesson they would never forget. As humans held position near Council space, fleets ready but calm, the word spread silently. Humans warned the Council. Pray. No one in the galaxy could ignore it. Human fleets held their positions quietly outside the Council worlds. They did not invade. They did not destroy. They were simply ready. Every ship moved with perfect coordination. Every crew member understood the mission: protect humanity, protect the innocent, and prevent unnecessary harm. The galaxy watched in fear and awe. Alien leaders whispered among themselves. They had underestimated humans for centuries. They thought patience meant weakness. They thought ordinary humans could be ignored. Now, they knew differently. Daniel Brooks, the human ambassador, appeared before the Galactic Council. He did not shout. He did not threaten. He stood calmly, speaking clearly, carrying the weight of the human fleets behind him. The girl is safe, he said. No harm came to her. Your fleets were disabled, not destroyed. You were warned. Humanity acts to protect its own. Civilians are never targets. Children are never to be threatened. Understand this. The council members were silent. Some of them had lost fleets, stations, and pride. Some had seen their systems fail without the humans firing a single uncontrolled shot. Many were afraid. They had misjudged the humans completely. A council elder finally spoke. Ambassador Brooks, your people, you act differently than expected. Why? You could have destroyed entire fleets. You could have conquered worlds. Yet you did not. Daniel nodded slowly. We do not attack unless we must. We act with care. We protect the innocent. This is humanity. You can fight soldiers, you can challenge armies, but you never touch children. Never. Humanity will respond. Always. We do not forgive this. Across the galaxy, news spread quickly. Human actions were studied in every council world. Analysts, historians, and soldiers all realized the same thing. Humans were not weak. Humans were not reckless. Humans were patient, careful, and precise. When forced, they could act with unmatched skill and power. Back on Earth, Lily Carter returned to her home. She hugged her father tightly. Tears came freely, but she felt safe. She had seen humans act at their best. She had seen strategy, patience, and power combined to save one life. She understood what her people were capable of. Admiral Maria Cole's fleet moved back to human space. The ships returned quietly, carefully, and without fanfare. They had completed their mission. No unnecessary destruction, no unnecessary loss of life. Every member of the crew felt pride in their work, knowing they had shown the galaxy the true meaning of human power. Ethan Ross's team returned as well. They were greeted warmly by civilians and scientists. Every human involved in the mission knew the significance of what they had done. Humanity had spoken without words. Humanity had acted without anger. Humanity had taught a lesson that could not be forgotten. Council worlds began to change. Some leaders resigned. Others sent emissaries to negotiate with humans. Every council member understood that misjudging humanity was dangerous. They began to respect the humans they had ignored for centuries. The alien officer who had captured Lily could do nothing. His fleets had been humiliated, his pride destroyed. He had underestimated humans completely. His actions had led to his own defeat, without the humans needing to act with cruelty or anger. Lily watched the stars from her home on Earth. She understood that her life had changed the galaxy. Humans were no longer the weak emotional species everyone had assumed. Humans were careful, strong, and united when protecting each other. The galaxy had learned the same lesson. Daniel Brooks sent one final message to the Council. It was short, clear, and calm. We protect our own. Do not forget. No one dared respond angrily. The message carried the authority of all humanity. Every fleet, every citizen, every scientist had acted together. The warning was real. The lesson was clear. In the weeks after the rescue, human fleets continued to patrol quietly near Council borders. They did not attack. They did not threaten. They remained a symbol of strength, control, and unity. Every Council member understood that humans would not forgive attacks on their people. Every species learned that humans could act with patience and deadly efficiency when necessary. Civilians across the galaxy began to speak differently about humans. They were no longer seen as weak, emotional, or divided. They were seen as protectors, as a force that acted with intelligence, strategy, and care. Even former enemies respected humans now. On Earth, Lily Carter returned to school and normal life. She went to her small town, studied the stars, and dreamed of space. She knew that her people had acted to protect her. She knew that humans could reach anywhere, act at any time, and save anyone. Admiral Maria Cole watched over human space quietly. She trained new fleets, prepared new crews, and ensured that humanity was always ready. Not for war, not for conquest, but to protect, to guard, and to act with precision if anyone ever threatened innocent humans again. Ethan Ross returned to his team, knowing their work was complete. They had saved one life, and in doing so had changed the galaxy forever. Humanity's reputation had shifted from weak and foolish to cautious, powerful, and united. The Council sent emissaries to Earth. They asked for meetings, treaties, and protection agreements. Every member of the Council knew they could not ignore humans. They had seen humans act, and they understood the meaning of the word pray. Humans did not conquer. Humans did not destroy without cause. Humans acted to protect, and the galaxy learned this in a single day. Lily Carter grew up knowing that her life had changed the galaxy. She grew up among humans who were patient, strong, and careful. She remembered the rescue, the calm discipline of her people, and the message that had spread across the stars. The galaxy whispered of humanity differently now. It was no longer a story of weakness. It was a story of patience, precision, and protection. Every fleet, every soldier, and every leader remembered, you can fight human soldiers, but you never harm a human child. And humanity's message remained clear. Pray. Because if they act, the galaxy cannot stop them. In the end, the galaxy had learned a lesson that no one would forget. Humans were not what they seemed. Humans were patient, strong, and united. And humans protected their own above everything else. The stars were quiet again, but the memory of humanity's warning remained. Every council member, every fleet, every species remembered the simple words that changed the galaxy. Pray. Humanity had spoken. Humanity had acted. Humanity had won, without unnecessary destruction, without cruelty, and without anger. The galaxy would never forget the day the humans warned the Council, and it would never again underestimate them.